ladies and gentlemen, it's me, T-Bone, from the Lens V Show with T-Bone and Chick Brew. It is time for your Sunday Supplemental. The Supplemental, in addition to the regularly scheduled Lens V Show. I have cameras there. I've got cameras there. I got cameras everywhere. But you're going to deal with this camera because that's the only camera I got working right now. It is always a challenge to make things happen in a way for everyone to understand. I have no live viewers, and I'm okay with that. Remember, you can watch this in real time or in pretend time. You can watch this now, you can watch it later. It doesn't change. It's still just me and you and him. Him, come here. And him. He's such a good boy. Look at that good boy. Yes, he is. He's such a good boy. Yes, he is. All right, well, that's a weird start to this week's episode, so let's get going with your national days of the week. Your national days of the week. Here we go. Finishing out October the 28th. This is the week in advance. So I always give you these a week in advance so that you can prepare, so that you can do good things knowing what's coming up in the week forward. But I missed out on Cranky Coworkers Day, which is today. Which is, Cranky Coworkers Day should never fall on a Sunday. Because, you're not really dealing with any cranky coworkers on Sundays for the most part. But I got some cranky coworkers, and that would have been good to have, tomorrow. But it isn't tomorrow. Tomorrow, we will be celebrating National First Responders Day. Now, I know this is going to upset some of you, but I'm going to say it, and I'm going to say it clear. Dispatchers are not first responders. I don't care how you try to spin it. Just because you answered the phone doesn't make you a first responder. And I'll die on that hill. Dispatchers are not first responders. I said it. I meant it. And the 29th. The 29th is National Martina Day. I feel like there was a time in my life when I knew many Martinas, but now I can't seem to remember a single Martina at all. And when I read Martina Day, I misread that as Martini Day. Now, I know some martinis. So on the 29th, to celebrate National Martina Day, join me with a martini. Do you know that martini was actually named after a guy named Martinez? Yes, Martinez is the founder of the martini. Things you didn't know, unless you're a follower of the show, and you would know that from the Book of Everything. On the 30th, a day I will not participate in, it is National Text Your Ex Day. Why? Why would you do that? Hello, viewer, I see you out there. Why would you do that? There is no reason, ever, to text your ex. I don't care if they did put it on the calendar as National Text Your Ex Day. That's the 31st. No, that's the 30th. On the 31st, not only is it All Hallows Eve, not only is it Halloween, it's also National Knock Knock Day. That's right. Get your knock knock jokes in, because on the 31st, it's National Knock Knock Day. How appropriate that Knock Knock Day and Halloween, where you knock on someone's door and beg for candy, are the same. They're on the same day. What's your best knock knock joke you got out there? Huh? Knock knock. Who's there? Stupid. Stupid who? You are. I love it. That's my knock knock joke for the day. Moving into November, if the 31st was All Hallows Eve, then the 1st of November is All Saints Day. Yeah, they go together somehow. It's All Hallows, and then All Hallows Eve, Halloween. It's All Saints Day, but it's also National Calzone Day. Now, if you don't know what a calzone is, I'm going to make it very easy for you, okay? Calzone, a calzone, however you want to pronounce it. It's a pizza, boop, flipped in half. You take all the wonderful things that are a pizza and you flip the thing over, and it seals up real nice. I used to love going to the rock garden in Gaeta, Italy, because my friend Anthony there, he let me make my own pies. And it was never a pie. It was always a calzone. I made all the calzone stuff, and I flipped it over, and booyah. National Calzone Day. That is November the 1st. November the 2nd, paint your face up for this one. It's Dios de la Muerte, the Day of the Dead. National Day of the Dead. Yes, of course you add the ricotta. You got to have the ricotta there, Mr. Taney. You don't put ricotta on your pizza? So National Day of the Dead, that's November the 2nd. And on November the 3rd, your last day in your national days of the week, it is National Give Someone a Dollar Day. It doesn't even have to be a stranger. It could just randomly give someone in your household $1. I disagree. Me and you are going to argue a lot lately. Mr. Taney says that a stromboli is more pizza-like. I worked at a pizzeria for many years, and if you asked me if a calzone is more pizza-like than a stromboli, I'm going to say yes. A calzone is a flipped-over pizza. That's what it is, with a little ricotta. But I like the way you think. The 3rd of November, National Give Someone a Dollar Day. Now, I don't really have any community service events to promote, anything going on in and around my local area. There is a very Pennsylvania thing coming up very soon, the meat raffle going on there at the NOLA Fire Station number 3. I can't wait to participate in raffling of meat. And then our friends at the lodge at Sawmill, of course, they've got a big thing coming up soon where you can go there and take pictures with the critters. And they'll also sell you some treats for humans. So we went and we supported them recently at another event. And we got some treats for me and some treats for Zeus. Zeus really enjoyed his treats. And I got the banana nut bread. Oh, my goodness. It was delightful. So if you find yourself supporting the lodge at Sawmill at any of their upcoming events, get the banana nut bread. It's amazing. So there you go. That's that. Are you ready to get into the part that you're only here for? You're really only here for the trivia, right? There's the tab, but you can't have it there. It's got to be over here. Yeah, my new camera setup is really nice. Too bad I couldn't get it to work. Oh, the weather outside is frightful. Here we go. Let me get back over here. Yeah. Here we go with your historical events trivia style. And this has been fun because I've also been sharing these on YouTube. TikTok. Yeah, they're just short enough for TikTok. And I don't share the answers. I make people figure it out themselves. Ha-ha! On October 21st, 1879, Thomas Edison successfully tested an invention that would change the world. Question is, what was it? October 21st, 1879, Thomas Edison successfully tested an invention that would change the world. What was it? Was it, I read pornograph. It's not pornograph. Was it the phonograph, the electric light bulb, the telegraph, or the motion picture camera? Phonograph, electric light bulb, the telegraph, or the motion picture camera? Now, if you know anything about Thomas Edison, in his version of Skunk Works, he had a lot of people doing a lot of things, and he took credit for all of it because it was his money, and it was his name on the patent. I believe it's the electric light bulb. I think this is the day, October 21st, 1879, is when he finally figures out the filament issue. The filament in the vacuum-sealed glass tube was a constant issue until they finally figured it out. What is your answer? Mr. Taney is also going with the light bulb. And for those of you watching in the future, I don't know. But our goal every week is to go 7 for 7. And we haven't done that except for a couple of times. Question number 2, October 22nd, 1962. President John Fitzgerald Kennedy announced a blockade in response to missiles being placed in which country? This is, as I often say, one of the things that if you know, you just know. You just know what the answer is. It's October 22nd, 1962. Yes, Mr. Taney answers correctly with Cuba. President John F. Kennedy announced a blockade in response to missiles being placed in what country? The options that you had before you were Cuba, North Korea, China, Vietnam. Mr. Taney says Cuba. T-Bone says Cuba. The answer is Cuba. Don't make any mistake about it. We could be 2 for 2. On October 24th, 1945, what international organization was officially established to promote peace and security worldwide? October 24th, 1945. What international organization was officially established to promote peace and security worldwide? Your options are the League of Nations, the European Union, the United Nations, or NATO. It's October 24th, 1945. It's an international organization. It's peace. It's security. I know it's not the European Union. I know it's not the European Union. I don't believe it is the League of Nations. So that takes it down to the United Nations or NATO, the North Atlantic Treaty Organization. Organization was officially established to promote peace and security worldwide. This is right after World War II. I'm going to go with the UN. Mr. Taney says the United Nations, and I say the United Nations, and he thinks NATO was in the 70s. Okay. So if we are right, we could be 3 for 3 right now. Question number 4. There are only 7. Don't get bored on me just yet. Question. Oh boy, this one's going back. This is going back into the Wayback Machine. October 25th, 1415. During the 100 Years' War, the English achieved a major victory at what famous battle? Not even looking at my multiple choices I have available to me, I already know, I believe I know the answer. So let me read the question to you again. It's October 25th, 1415. It's going back a couple years. During the 100 Years' War, the English achieved a major victory at what famous battle? Was it the Battle of Hastings? Was it the Battle of Agincourt? Was it the Battle of Waterloo? Or was it the Battle of Bannockburn? Mr. Taney throws out Trafalgar. Wrong, obviously. It's not one of the options available to us. I will give you again. All of these are Battle of. Was it Hastings, Agincourt, Waterloo, or Bannockburn? I also agree with Mr. Taney. I believe it was the Battle of Hastings. Because out of all of them, only Waterloo is also famous to me. But I know Waterloo and the 100 Years' War don't go together. So I'm going with Hastings. Mr. Taney is going with Hastings. Question number 5, October 26th, 1881. The infamous gunfight at the OK Corral took place in what American town? Where did the shootout at the OK Corral take place? You got some options, but I'm curious of what you might say before I give you the options, so I'm delaying a little. October 26, 1881. He says Arizona. Arizona is not a city. Somebody doing a joke recently about the mayor of Mexico being decapitated. It was a mayor in Mexico, not the mayor of Mexico. Here are your options. Was it Dodge City? Was it Deadwood? Was it Tombstone? Or was it Abilene? Those are your options. Dodge City, Deadwood, a fantastic TV show, by the way. If you've never seen Deadwood, I highly recommend it. Tombstone or Abilene? I believe the infamous gunfight at the OK Corral took place in Tombstone, Arizona. Mr. Taney agrees with me. He's going with Tombstone also. Question number 6. On October 20th, 1973, the Saturday Night Massacre occurred when President Richard Milhouse Nixon ordered the firing of which special prosecutor investigating Watergate? Yikes. This is, all right. The Saturday Night Massacre is in quotations, by the way, occurred when President Richard Nixon ordered the firing of what special prosecutor investigating Watergate? Here are your options. Archibald Cox, Robert Mueller, Kenneth Starr, or Leon Jaworski. Now, it wasn't Kenneth Starr. We know that. That was Bill Clinton. Okay. It wasn't Robert Mueller. That was Trump. So we're left with Archibald Cox and Leon Jaworski as options. You can pick the other two if you want to. I'm telling you, it ain't them. But you can pick them if you want to. And I just feel that Leon Jaworski is not it. I agree with Mr. Taney. The first option is Archibald Cox. I'm going to go with Archibald Cox as well. It is possible, my friend. We could both go 7 for 7 this week. It is possible. I don't think we've differentiated on any answer yet. Finally, question number 7. Question number 7. October 23rd, 2001. Apple introduced a product that would revolutionize the music industry. What was it? What product did Apple introduce on October 23rd, 2001 that would revolutionize the music industry? Was it the iPhone, the iPad, the iPod, or the MacBook? I believe the answer is C. I don't believe it was the iPhone. I don't believe it was the iPad. I definitely believe it was the iPod. Mr. Taney agrees with me. I'm going to go back and review his answers real quick to see if we agree on everything. We don't agree that Stromboli is more like pizza. A light bulb, Cuba, United Nations, Hastings, Tombstone, iPod. Yep, that's we agree on all of our answers. The question is, did we get them right? We'll find out together right now. Drum roll, please. Question number 1 was the electric light bulb. Good on you. Good job. Question number 2, of course, was Cuba. Question number 3, the United Nations. 3 for 3. Question number 4, the battle at Agincourt. You want to get into an argument with me about when you put your answers in? I have my answers the moment I read the question. I then do a lot of delaying tactics to give you an opportunity to answer. Don't start with me, JT. Yeah, we did not. We did not get it right. Battle of Agincourt versus the Battle of Hastings that we both picked. Next one is Tombstone. Archibald Cox was correct, and the iPod was correct. So 6 for 7. Not a bad week, but it doesn't feel as good as it does when we go 7 for 7. 7 for 7 is what really starts my day. It's Sunday. It's the Supplemental. Thanks for playing along, ladies and gentlemen. I remind you today as I remind you every day. Just be the best person that you can be. And if you're a great person today, be an even better person tomorrow. Chick Bruce sends her love.